Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you have not done so already, go ahead and subscribe and activate those notifications by clicking on that bell icon below. So today we're going to do another drawing tutorial, and today I'm going to show you how to draw the vagina. The correct word is the vulva, with all its different layers and parts. And if I mess something up, forgive me, I don't have one, so I'm not that familiar. But I do want to go back into art and see how different artists depicted the vulva and how they went about depicting the woman's genitals. We're going to take it back to the year of 1856. John Auguste Dominique Ingres painted La Source. This is 19th century academic classicism. It's very like Barbie. There's no definition, no shape, just a shadow towards the bottom. Now let's go to the year 1910 and the artist Egon Schiele. So this was painted in 1910, titled Female Nude, and here Egon just depicted the area covered with, the pubic hair hidden in the bush. Now let's go to the year 1916, 1917, and the artist Gustav Klimt. He painted France in that time period. The same thing, he just added a little pubic hair and it's almost blurred out. There's no real detail in that area like there are in other parts of this painting. Interesting fact about this painting, it was destroyed in a fire, so it doesn't exist. Let's go to the United States and the artist Georgia O'Keefe. This painting is titled Gray Lines with Black, Blue, and Yellow, painted in 1923. This to me is a lot more intricate than the previous paintings because you can see the multi-layers that are part of the vulva. However, Georgia O'Keefe did not like people thinking that she was painting vulvas, like that, she was painting plants or flowers or what have you, but I'm like, really, Georgia O'Keefe? Come on. Even though she refutes that, I don't believe her. Now let's go to Mexico and the artist Frida Kahlo. This is Henry Ford Hospital or the Flying Bed in 1932. This depicts a moment where Frida Kahlo had her miscarriage. Now it is kind of a graphic painting with the blood and whatnot, and she could have made it a little bit more graphic if she would have changed the perspective or where the viewer is standing to view this. She covered the area. You can see the pubic hair, but other than that, there's no depiction. Now let's go to Spain, and the year is 1944. The artist is Salvador Dali. Here we have dream caused by the flight of a bee around a pomegranate 1 second before awakening. And once again, we have that Barbie, non-existent, kind of like a Barbie, which I don't know how much you would actually see in that pose anyway. But still, artists are still not really emphasizing that part of the woman's body. Now let's go back to America, to one of my favorite artists, Fishel. This painting was painted a year before I was born, 1981, titled Bad Boy. It's an oil on canvas. Here you see a very suggestive pose of the woman, which gives you clear sight to her genitals, except they're obscured by a shadow. So once again, we have a good shot, whereas an artist, you could have really focused in that area, but he decided to put it within the shadows, which makes sense. But when is an artist gonna really take it there, When penis are depicted, they're given shape and form. Here, I feel like it's not included, or it's hidden, or it's in shadows. But then we have my favorite out of the artist. This is a British artist. His name is McCartney, and he created the Great Wall of Vagina. And I'm getting this information from his website. It says, the female vagina have long been a source of fascination, but also of confusion. British artist Jamie McCartney rose to the challenge to create this monumental wall sculpture all about the most intimate and mysterious of places. For 400 women, their privates have gone public. Vulvas are as different as faces, and many people, particularly women, don't realize that. It is used by medical professionals the world over to reassure women and dissuade them from unnecessary cosmetic surgery. This disturbing fashion for creating so-called perfect designer vaginas sets a worrying trend for future generations of women. So I thought this was a great idea because, I didn't know women had a false idea of what vaginas should look like, or that they think theirs shouldn't look like the way it does. I didn't even know that was an issue. So it's very interesting to me that this guy casted 400 different vulvas, and that gives you a wide range glimpse of how different they are, which is so cool. So now I want to draw a vagina and then turn it into a painting. Get your pencils and let me get set up. I already drew it because drawing a vagina is more difficult than I thought, and I wanted to get every part of it in there, so I had to more or less know how I wanted this beautiful vulva to be created. So it's already done, but I'm going to show you how I went about it to do it, and then label each part. In the center we have you can start by drawing kind of like an organic flowy line with the point. It opens and then it closes. That right there is your vaginal opening. Above the vaginal opening, you have your urethral opening. So we're wrong by calling this the vagina because the vagina is just really right there, the vaginal opening. All this is a vulva. And then here you're gonna make an upside down U. That will be the top of the clitoris. You bring it down on both sides. Make an organic, leafy type shape to create your vulva vestibule, which is all the part around the vaginal opening and the urethral opening. So just like a very leafy, organic shape. Once again, that's a vulva vestibule. Now we're going to make the labia minora. So I want this to be an overall like a heart shape because I love Keith Haring and I love the heart paintings he does, so I kind of want to make it look somewhat like that. So the top of the labia minora will be almost like a heart shape. And then once again I'm going to like swirl it down on each side. And then this labia minora is going to have like a flowy or skirt type thing. Remember, they're all different, so anything goes. And yeah, there's my labia minora. Now we're going to go with our labia majora, which is outside of this. Once again, a heart shape because I want this painting to be like a Keith Haring heart. But it's really a vulva. So the heart top. And then I want to bring it in. So there's your heart, but then it still needs more because it goes all around it. So I'm just going to add some wavy organic lines. And this right here is your labia majora, and then below here is the anus. But you can make it however you want because they're all different and they're all unique and they're all beautiful. Now I want to turn this into a painting. So what I'm gonna do is paint over a painting I already have that I don't longer love. My plan is to cut this out and then trace it on here, and then I'm gonna paint all the inside, cover it with the white gesso, and then I'll keep whatever's outside of it. And then I'm gonna come in with lots of pinks, lots of patterns, and hopefully create something very art pop, very Keith Haring, but we'll see how it goes. Sometimes paintings take their own approach. Tomorrow, once this is dried, I'll show you what it looks like. I'm so excited. This is the first time I painted a vagina, and with all its parts. I mean, not a vagina, a vulva, and with all its parts. Am I the first artist to do so? What? I've added 2 layers of Liquitex gesso. Once it dries, I will add a layer of white paint. I want to use lots of variants of reds, pinks, and that type of color palette. But I also have to figure out what I'm going to do with those 2 ears because they look odd, you know? So this is day 2. The ears were bugging me a lot. So I'm going to redo these parts to cover up the ears, and then I have a feeling that this is going to end up bugging me a lot too, so I'm predicting that I'm going to remove this. Really much love the idea of hearts, the message they convey and stuff, so the labia majora will be referencing Keith Haring. That's why we have the heart shape. So I decided to redo the bottom part because it just wasn't working, but it still needs more work. So the idea is to add more layers. The green part is still not solved, and nothing's really solved at this moment actually. I'm kind of just seeing where I take it. I've brought the clouds back and I still need another layer. I'm loving it. I love how much pattern there is, how repetitive it is, and how varied it is, and all the different colors. I'm really enjoying this vulva. So this is day 3, and honestly it's taking longer than I anticipated. I thought it was going to be pretty quick and easy, but this background is getting more complex, which I like. Just I do something, then I think, oh, it needs this, it needs that, so it's just, it never stops. It's like when you pull on a thread and it just keeps going, doesn't end. That's what is happening with this background, but it's the result. It's actually really nice. I really like it, and I'm not even halfway done with this part. I'm making progress now. I feel like I'm getting closer to the halfway mark. I've started working on the background, the sky, you know, incorporating more colors, and I'm digging it. I think it needs more purples though. I am finally done. I don't know what day this is because I lost track, but I'm very pleased with the outcome. You know, the reference to Keith Haring is there. I added a lot more layers than I initially had planned for. I really love this background part. I think this is probably my favorite part. And this is exactly what you think it is. I'm very pleased with the outcome. There's also this very cool tactile quality about it that I really enjoy. You know, every part of the human body is beautiful. I think this is beautiful, and I think even though it's a reproductive organ, I actually think it would look very nice in someone's house somewhere. It would be a nice conversation starter for when you're hosting parties. But anyway, let me know what you thought about it. Leave it all in the comments below. Check out all the content in my channel. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead and do so. And that's it for today's video. Adios, bye. Let me also just zoom in so you can take a closer look. The photograph and video don't ever like do it justice, I feel like. But more or less you get an idea. And that's it. Until next time.